Hello, you lovely, lovely people. Welcome back to the channel today. And just thinking about things and things that have gone on, which is, again, detrimental to foreigners, isn't it? Pro-life traveller doing his thing. Court cases this week, today and tomorrow, I believe. We'll find out if he's going to be charged with anything. I think possibly will be. But it just makes me think, why doesn't YouTube take these channels down? Because I believe from the comments that I've been getting, there's been many people who complained about him long before these allegations have taken place. So, what does YouTube class as inappropriate? I don't know. I know some channels that have been taken down through doing much, much less than what he did. So, I don't know. Because there is the guidelines of YouTube, and if you don't follow those guidelines, then your channel gets 3 warnings, I believe, 3 strikes, and then you're out. But from the comments I've been getting, many subscribers and followers of mine have complained to YouTube about his content. So why wasn't he taken down? Now that's one thing. Now another thing is, the Philippines government are going to get sick of this, and I don't blame them. One thing, why would you come to a foreign country, okay, to an impoverished country, so to speak, okay? Not everyone has got no money, but, in the slums, obviously. Why would you go to the slummy areas, whatever you want to call them, and capitalise on people's misfortunes? This is my thing of it. Why would you want to go there doing videos of people who, and putting them out on YouTube for everybody to see, and capitalising on it, making your revenue on YouTube? Now, if you're monetized on YouTube, if you get 1,000 views, you get paid for it. Small amount of money, okay? Small amount of money, but nevertheless, you're still making money by people watching your content. Now, there's got to be some kind of morals here, people, hasn't there? There's got to be some kind of... You've got to draw the line. You can't go around, in my opinion, doing these kind of things and getting... Because he was getting many views as well, people. He was getting... There was a couple of his videos that got 1 million views. And these are the videos that were highlighting other people's misfortunes. And he wasn't just highlighting them, what he was doing. He was kind of... He was doing it in such a way that he was taking the piss out of them. That's what he was doing. He was taking the piss out of them, making money. And also, I've seen in one of his videos where he was driving the car and he's got his camera out the window on a selfie stick and doing a video. I had an accident. He's just a total prat, in my honest opinion. And I know he's got a lot of supporters, and I know I'm probably going to upset some of his supporters by me saying what I'm saying, but I really don't care. I think to be a supporter of a channel like that, then I wouldn't want to subscribing to my channel if that's the kind of content that you kind of like, was his kind of dark sense of humour, if you like, his dark ways. But we shall see this week, people. And of course, many of the Philippine vloggers are making videos of pro-life traveller, what's happening. And I don't think there's any vlogger that's got a good word to say about him. Now, I have heard this, I don't know if it's true or not, but I have heard through the grapevine that a lot of the Dumaguete crew have got together and they reported him to the police. Don't know if that's true. The jungle drums people, tails get spun. What started off as this bigger size of a postage stamp ends up the size of a big cardboard box time it gets around, and everyone's added their little bits and pieces to the story. But I don't think it would have been them that would have gotten him arrested, because it was an allegation made by a Filipino or Filipina with the underage thing. The police raided his house. You probably know this already. The police raided his house, took all of his electronic equipment away. they sees that, they'll be looking for probably unedited videos that he had on there, if he hasn't deleted them already. But the police are not stupid, you know, they have these cybercrime experts. They can get into your hard drive. If you think you've deleted it off your computer, it's there somewhere. So they will be able to find everything that's been on his computer. Now, will he come out of this all innocent? And will people be sat with egg on their faces? I don't know. But we only highlight me. I'm talking about me. There's a lot of YouTube channels doing this on him. But will he come out of this unscathed? I don't think so. But if he does, then he does. But after seeing some of his videos and some of the reports that you guys have said to me, I don't think he can come out of this unscathed, because there's just too much damning content and evidence against the guy. We don't want people, nobody wants people like that in the Philippines, in any country, in anywhere in the world. No one likes, there is comedy and there is where you cross the borderline. And I think every one of his videos where he's been highlighting these impoverished areas and these young girls, he's crossed the line. Not only crossed the line, he's gone to the other side. Just to make money, just to capitalise on revenue, showing things like that. Now, I know there's a lot of drama in some of these channels. I do a bit of drama sometimes, you know. Drama is what people like. And sometimes I give drama from my stories that I've had. And not just me, but other friends here that's had a bit of drama, and I do. But there's nothing in my content that would warrant any investigation. Because I don't go to impoverished areas. I don't do that sort of stuff. It's not for me. And I've got to say this as well, people. When you do come to the Philippines and you see a lot of these child beggars, which there are a lot of them, there are none where I am here actually, but in Dipolog City there's a few. In the bigger cities there are quite a lot. You might feel sorry for them, okay? You might want to give them something, but it's actually illegal to give, whether it be money or sweets or anything like that. The best thing you can do is, and I know this sounds horrible, is to walk away. Walk away. Because if you don't walk away, you're just going to highlight yourself, aren't you? You're just going to put like a underline mark on yourself, and you've been doing a good deed. But listen, there's cases that I've heard from people who used to live in Angeles City, and they used to go to Walking Street, or Red Street, whatever it was, and the young girls there. Now, they were picking up a young girl and they were taking them back to the hotel, and then all of a sudden, bang, the police has raided the place. The police were in on the deal, and these girls were underage, and they said to the person who was paying for it, if you don't give us 100,000, 200,000 pesos, we're going to take down the police station and process you, and you're never going to see the light of day again. It's a country where there is lots of opportunists. Not everyone's good in the world. Not everyone is. As much as we think that people wouldn't do such a thing, people do. So don't think everyone is like you. If you're a good person, don't think that you're doing good could not get you into trouble, because he possibly could. Keep away from that. Don't give beggars money. If they're adults, it's still illegal. It's illegal to give any. And there's the badge out here, you know, and they normally stand outside of a shop or bus stations, and they normally hold a baby and hand out and things like that. I don't give anything. And it's not because I'm tight or I'm a Scrooge. It's because I don't want to break the law. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who could be setting you up. So rather than put yourself in a predicament where you could have an allegation made against you, steer clear of it. I've always been like that in the Philippines, always. I've always had maximum respect for the Philippines. As much as a lot of foreigners have hard times here, I've had hard times here, but I don't blame the place. It's my choice of living here. It's my choice of putting up with the noise sometimes. You know, the pigs have just been fed there. I turned the video off because they were feeding the pigs. Sound like someone was killing them. They were just feeding them. A lot of you couldn't stand that. A lot of you couldn't stand living in the Philippines. I get that. I totally get that. It is trying and testing sometimes. But we shall see what's going to happen to Pro Life Traveller. And I think, because there's a few vloggers out there that is quite close to the bone. There really is. They travel around and they do what they do, and there's always girls and things like that in the scenes, and some of them are young. A lot of Filipinos look younger than what they actually are. This could be a change, because the government, immigration, is going to get pissed off with it. You got Vitali doing what he's doing. Now you've got this case, if it does get highlighted, which it will, if there is allegations and charges brought against him, it will be highlighted. Then the government will come down. But for people like myself, people like many of you vloggers out there, Ian and John, Brent, that's just to name a few. We're just talking heads, we are just practicing freedom of speech, and we're just saying what it's like in the Philippines, I think Thursday, it might be Wednesday, it could even be tomorrow, we're going to go down to Liloy. I don't know if you've heard this, I think I mentioned a bit yesterday, and see what damage my wife's family have done to the land, like cutting the trees down, illegally cutting the trees down. Now, I know for them to cut the trees down, they need something from the barangay captain. It's like a wood clearance or something like that to cut the trees down. Now, if they haven't had that, they're in big trouble. And if they did get that, how did they get that without my wife's consent? So we're going to go down there. Apparently, there's coconut trees down all over the place on the land. And they cut the trees down, sold the trees, sold the wood, but left everything else, the tops of the trees, the shit of the trees that they didn't want. So we're going to go down, I want to document it, and I'm going to put it on here for all you lovely people to see what we've had to put up with. I'm dreading going down there. Well, I am dreading, because I'm just what my wife's going to be like. Well, she's going to flip out, I know she is. I'm going to keep well away, I'm just going to document it. I'm not going to go near the house, I'm not going to go near the family, I'm just going to... Oh, and look who's turned up. Look who has turned up. It's my little boy drinking his orange juice, and wife is turned up, who is how much pregnant are you now, Mira? 4 months, 5 months pregnant. The way she's walking around like she's 9 months pregnant. So you got a little bump like that. What's she going to be like when she's 9 months pregnant? I don't know. People, thank you very much indeed. I'll see you next time. Look, say goodbye. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. See you later, people. Thank you very much for dropping by. Bye bye.